Hello everyone, I'm here today. We are just going to discuss active and passive voice part 2. So if you want to understand active and passive voice in a very easy manner, so you have to see part 1 also. So what I'm going to discuss with you in this part, I'm going to discuss how do we change a pronoun while converting a sentence from active to passive voice and passive to active voice. Fine. So let me present the screen, just give a moment. So you can see the topic is written here very clearly ki active and passive voice part 2, right? So active and passive voice, first of all I'm just going to discuss with you ki why do we change a sentence into active, I mean to say from active to passive voice. What's the need of this? So it is written here, we use the active voice when we want to emphasize who the doer of the action is. We want to emphasize on the subject. For instance, Sia reads a book. So who reads a book? Sia. So we want to emphasize the subject who is doer. So then we make a sentence in active voice. And whenever we just want to emphasize receiver of the action. For an example, a book is read by Sia. So here you can see कि I'm making emphasization on the book, right? So that is an object. So object is emphasized here. A book is read by Sia, right? So now the main thing that we are going to discuss is changes of pronoun. So in this video, we will discuss कि why do we, I mean to say how do we change a pronoun while converting active voice from passive and passive voice from active. So when we change a sentence from active to passive voice, the subject pronoun is changed into object pronoun. Means whenever the subjective pronoun is there, so we are going to change into objective, and objective pronoun is there, so we are going to change it into subjective. So why we are doing so? Because we just change the places of active and passive voice, I mean to say the places of subject and object, right? So in place of subject we just write object, and in place of object we just write subject. So we need to change subjective pronoun to objective pronoun and objective pronoun to subjective pronoun. Let's move to next slide. So our first pronoun is he, and the objective pronoun of he is him. So wherever we just see ki he is a subject, so when we'll convert this sentence into passive voice, so in place of he we are going to use him. So it is clearly written here, he has finished his lunch. So has finished his lunch. So this is has, and according to rule there will be has been, as we have already discussed in part 1. So his lunch has been finished by him. So you can see here clearly ki he is changed into him. We are not going to write by he, instead of that we are going to write by him. Next example, her friends convinced him easily. So you can see here ki him is there as an object, her friends convinced him easily. So here him is written, that is an object of the sentence. So object will be subject here, that will be he. Means object को अगर subject बनाना है तो obviously subjective form will be used. So it will be he was easily convinced by her friends, right? So he was easily convinced by her friends, right? He will be changed into him and him will be changed into he, because the subjective pronoun of he is him is he, and objective pronoun of he is him. Let's move to next slide. She will be converted into her. Whenever we are just going to change a sentence from active to passive voice, so this is compulsory कि if the subject is she, so whenever we will use she as an object, so we are going to convert into her. So look at this example, she started coaching classes. That is active voice, right? And if we'll convert it into passive voice, so it will be coaching classes, as it is the second form of the verb. So this is simple past tense, as we have discussed it in part 1. So again we are not going to discuss it here, but simply I'm telling you कि it is in simple past tense. So I'm going to write was were plus third form. So it will be coaching classes were started by her. So look at it, she is changed into her. Fine. Now next one, Sheena praised her. Praised means तारीफ करना. तो शीना ने उसकी तारीफ करी. So who has been praised? Her. So that is object here. So while changing the places of subject and objects, I'm going to convert her into she, and then according to the rule, was were according to the subject, and then third form, then by, and then Sheena will remain same because this is a noun, not a pronoun, right? So she was praised by Sheena. Same thing has been conveyed, right? So first is an active form and then second one is in passive form. Hope it is clear to you. Let's move to next slide. Next pronoun is I, which will be converted into me. In other words, we could say कि objective pronoun of I is me, like I gave her this pen drive. So that is an active form, and if we'll convert it into passive form, so this pen drive was given her by me. Her will remain same, right? This pen drive was given her by me. So I will be converted into me. I is subject here and this will be object here because the objective form of I is me. Next example, Neha advised me. So me here is an object, and when we'll convert an object into subject, so it will be I was advised by Neha. So me will be converted into I and I will be converted into me because we are replacing subject and object. So we are going to replace their form as well, right? Let's move to next slide. Next is they will be changed into them because the objective pronoun of they is them. So they will play football today. That is in active form, and the same thing I'm gonna say to into passive voice, that is football will be played by them. So according to tenses will this is in simple future and we will be added. Football is the object, so football will be played. This is the subject and it is now object, so it will be converted into objective form, that is them. So it will be football will be played by them, right? Next one, the audience was cheering for them. So here them is object and now it will be subject, right? They were being cheered by the audience. I mean say in place of subject and object, right? They are object still, but they are changing, we're just changing the places of them. That's why them will be converted into they. So this will be they were being cheered by the audience. That will be passive form. Let's move to next slide. We will be converted into us because the objective pronoun of we is us. So we are reading the Hindustan Times. Hindustan Times is an English newspaper, as we all know. So that is the subject, that will be now in the place of subject, like the Hindustan Times is being read by us. That is the passive form. So we, whenever we will be in the place of object, so it will be converted into us. Right, one more example, the teacher had advised us to read it. So you can see us is here, so we are simply going to change into we. We had been advised by the teacher to read it. Again I'm telling you if you have not seen part 1, so please go through it, because in that part I have explained how do we change according to tenses, how do we change active form into passive form according to tenses, right? So before we end this video, I'm just going to tell you कि many a times I told that a subjective pronoun will be changed into objective pronoun. So what is this subjective and objective pronoun? So let me tell you very simply कि subjective pronoun means whenever a pronoun is used as a subject, that is called subjective pronoun, right? And whenever a pronoun is used as an object, so that is called objective pronoun. Fine. I hope you got me. Thanks for watching.